To make this piece, I used Paris craft, which is plaster on cheesecloth, similar to what the doctor uses to make a cast for a broken leg. And I started from the neck and worked in sections, like down to the stomach, and then from the stomach down to the top of the thighs. And I did the whole piece that way, and in the end, assembled. Everything I used in the piece is a found object. The headdress, for example, I wore around the house for months while I was working and laid it aside. And then when I saw the piece in my mind, I decided to put the headdress on it. And beads and things that were given to me by friends, I just save in a box. And then I just know when I'm creating a piece exactly what I want. I know where to go to this box of this cupboard to get this piece out. It's just like a storage closet with everything that I want. When I first did the eyes in the piece, I painted the eyes in realistically. She had real eyes, with eyelashes also. But when I looked at it, it wasn't right. I felt it wasn't right, so I painted the eyes back out. And I remembered in looking at several African pieces, there were cowrie shells for eyes. And it was just so powerful. Even though I did not know the meaning, the power was there. And when I added the shells, it was like, this is right. And I left the eyelashes, and that combination really felt right to me. In looking at several African power objects or fetishes, I'd seen bags, and they have such a sense of mystery to them that I wanted to bring that same sense of mystery into my own work, so I've sort of incorporated them into my own visual vocabulary. The pendant hanging between her breasts is a piece of a watch that had belonged to my grandfather. And my grandparents were poor. They didn't have much. So when he died, all that he really had was a box of junk. And I sort of took that, and this just reminds me of my grandfather, and I just added that on there. On her right wrist, she wears a rubber band given to me by a friend with some of his hair still on the rubber band. And I think I tried to get pieces of my friends as well as a lot of myself into the work, and the hair represents my friend. And in a lot of my pieces I use my own hair or hair from people in my family because I feel like it gives me strength because it's part of these people in my work. In creating the surface of the piece, I used a Mars Black acrylic paint mixed with burnt sienna brown to get this brown. And I had seen several African pieces in which they had a sort of powdery substance rubbed into the surface, and I used a burnt sienna powder to rub into the chest and also in the eyes. The things that hang from the waist are things that I found while walking down the street, things such as rusty bottle caps and rusty washers. In the stomach cavity, I have a picture of a baby from the turn of the century sitting on a chair. I also have a stamp from Africa and baby's breath, dried baby's breath. The stamp represents Africa. The baby's breath represents life, baby's breath. The baby represents motherhood for me, something that I'm denying myself at this stage in my life because the art is so important to me that I don't feel motherhood fits in right now, but I'm aware of what I'm denying myself, and it's coming out in the pieces, my recent pieces. I think all of these things are part of me. This piece represents woman to me, and in my family there are many strong women, and that's not to take anything away from the men, but the women are so strong that this image represents that for me.